Welcome back to the Mohawks Baseball Network alongside Sam Fetterman. I'm John Boccio. Zach Hernandez takes the mound for Amsterdam. He's played 12 games, starting 3, a 2.74 ERA in 19 2/3 innings. He faces off for the very first time against the Pioneers. Matthew Leahy leading things off for Elmira. First pitch he sees is way up high, 1-0. Matthew Leahy this season, 30 games, just under a .340 batting average, 17 driven in. In the postseason, he is 5 for 11, 0 for 5 against Batavia, but 5 for 6 against Auburn. 1-0 is on the outside this time with the fastball, 1-1.
Mohawks did get a run, but they will definitely regret leaving 2 in scoring position in the top of the first.
1-1 pitch is in the same exact spot, 1-2.
For Hernandez, his key is always his control. If he can command his pitches and stay in the strike zone with his fastball, then he can effectively use his breaking ball as well.
1-2. Sliced into right field. It gets down for a base knock, picked up by Hager. The throw into the infield goes to Stewart at second. A leadoff hit for Elmira. What a way to start.
We can't see the crowd, but we can hear the crowd. This is a former pro ballpark here in Elmira, and crowd is into it right now. They've got the train horn going.
Dunfield looks legit, and, well, it sounds legit. Leahy leads off first, Ladahoff covering. Hernandez stares down home against Cooper Smith, 32 games, a .335 batting average with 22 RBI. First pitch to him, runner going. Leahy gets into second. Rispoli will back the throw as Spalita delivered just off the bag to the second base side.
Huge backup play by Rob Rispoli, using his not so much of length, but he used every inch of his body to reach out and make sure that ball didn't get past him into center field, because that would have given Matthew Leahy the ability to advance to third base.
Leahy had 21 stolen bases in the regular season, adds one in the postseason.
Drake DiGiorno playing in on the infield grass right next to it.
Pitch. In there at the top, 1-2 reads the count. Hernandez gets set, looks back at second. Another look back, kick steals. Way outside, Steven Spalita stays in front, 2-1. Zach Hernandez, his last time out, went 4 innings against Saugerties, and Sam, you mentioned control being the primary deal for Zach Hernandez this season. He walked 6 batters in 4 innings against the Stallions.
He can work around walks. He absolutely can, but you would rather not have him put runners on base, especially in a ballpark, unfamiliar confines with this much space in the outfield.
Hernandez didn't give up any runs in that game. The Mohawks did give up 3 in total in a 1-hit ball game.
As I mentioned, there's just so much space in this outfield that balls that get down can roll and really have these base runners moving.
3 balls and a strike. Here's the pitch. Sent to second. Aiden Stewart picks it up off a hop. Throw to first is in time. Leahy advances to third. So Cooper Smith goes down with a ground out. It brings up the 3-hitter, Andy Schroeder, who in 31 games in the regular season hit just below 400 with a 500 on base and a 500 slugging. Led the team in the regular season with 23 runs driven in. In the postseason, 4 for 10 with 5 RBI. Elmira won 15-8 over Auburn in round 1, then 6-3 over Batavia in round 2. Hernandez has 1 out and a runner on third. Sacrifices in play. First pitch to Schroeder is a fastball well outside, 1 out. DiGiorno playing in at the grass at third.
You've already seen it start. Elmira stole 136 bags this year. That led the entire PGCBL. They were only caught 21 times.
1-0 is hit over the head of Rispoli at short. Hardin picks it up in left. Elmira has tied this game up 1-1.
That's just some good base running from Matthew Leahy to get the stolen base to advance to third and then come in and score. All it takes is a single. And that is they got the fire truck siren going here.
So Zach Hernandez, in just 3 batters, gives up a run and only gets 1 out. Schroeder, another threat on the base path, 16 stolen bags in the regular season. It's Darren Callahan in the lefty box. First pitch he sees in there for strike one. 0-1 count. Callahan, 34 games, a just under 325 batting average with 23 RBI.
Mohawks already regretting leaving 2 in scoring position back in the top of the first.
0-1. Outside, 1-1 count. The fields for Amsterdam goes as follows. It's Steven Spolita behind the dish, Ladahoff at first, Stewart second, Rispoli short, Drake DiGiorno at third. Left to right, it's Hardin, Williams, and Hager. Hernandez dials up the 1-1 and delivers. Upstairs misses, 2-1 count. Hernandez loses the goggles, puts those back on.
Wonder if there's a little bit of dirt in the lenses now. He's probably just fine, though. He doesn't go to clean it out.
Two balls and a strike. Hernandez nods twice and deals. Seemingly low on the throw, 3-1.
That looked pretty good. I'm not really sure where that missed.
I say low, but Sam, I agree. I'm genuinely unsure. Schroeder, a small lead off first. Ladahoff covering the first base bag, 3-1. Sent the other way, deep into left. Hardin chasing after it. It'll go foul. So that makes it a 3-2 for Darren Callahan.
I mentioned the space in the outfield, but the foul territory is also very spacious, all the way from the area behind home plate, which I can't even see, but oh my, there's a lot of area behind home plate, all the way out to each foul pole. That is a lot of space. Feels like you could fit a football field in here.
3-2. Swing and a miss. Andy Schroeder will take second on a stolen base. A hit and run scenario still advances the runner, but Callahan goes down swinging for Hernandez's first strikeout of the night.
And that's a big strikeout to get with 1 out. You do have a runner in scoring position, but there are 2 outs now, and the sacrifice game is out of play, and it gives you confidence as well against a lineup you've never faced.
Now it's the righty Calvin Warlow, who's hitting just south of 325 through just 20 games. He's got Schroeder on second. The first pitch he sees is outside, misses 1-0. Warlow had 15 RBI in the regular season. In the postseason, 3 for 8 with 2 ribbies. (1-0) from righty to righty. Swing and a miss. Spolita nicks it to the side, prevents Schroeder from taking third.
Another interesting quirk about this ballpark is just how far the dugouts are from home plate. The foul territory is ginormous, as I mentioned, but the dugouts are set back even further from that and also a decent bit down the line.
A ball and a strike. Pitch. Inside, 2-1 count. Bottom one, score is 1-1. 2 outs, 1 on. Pitch. In the dirt, 3-1 count to Hernandez, and the control is going quickly.
You've just got to get this out, then you can go back into the dugout and reset, figure out what's going wrong. But this out is a must right now.
Hernandez steps on, toes the slab of the first base side of the rubber. Gets set, 3-1. Slider hits the outside. Count is full with 2 outs and a runner in scoring position. Bottom of the first inning, Amsterdam and Elmira tied at 1.
Feels like this pitch could really set the tone for the rest of this ball game, John. Gotta assert yourself.
Here it is. Cold strike 3. Hernandez gets the slider on the outside, his second straight K for 2 straight outs. That will end the bottom of the first. We'll take it to the top of the second. Amsterdam and Elmira tied at 1. Amsterdam gets out of a jam. Peyton Fall loaded up the bags with none out. Got out of there with a strikeout, pop out, and another K. Fall's got 4 on the day. Evan Hager is leading things off for the Mohawks in the bottom of the third inning. Steven Spolita, a 2-run shot in the bottom of the second, along with a walked-in run, an RBI walk by Drake DiGiorno, which brought Hager in, so he's one of the runs that's come across today. It is still Beckham on the bump for Boonville. His first pitch is low and away, misses ball 1.
Beckham had no control of the strike zone in the first inning. In the second inning, he gave a couple of pitches to hit for the Mohawks.
1-0 is low, 2-0. It is Hager, Ladahoff, Dion up. 2-0 swung on and missed, 2-1. Hager eager to get after that breaking ball. Hager, Ladahoff, and Dion all walked in the first as part of the 4 consecutive Beckham walks. He also gave Figueroa a free pass to start this game. 2-1. Hager lines it down first base, and Vasquez can't handle it at first. It dribbles all the way to the Amsterdam bullpen. Hager hustling for extra bases. He's got it. We'll wait for an official ruling. That was an extremely hard-hit ball, which could be rewarded a single.
Goes right off of the glove of Vasquez. A tough play for him to make, but it was at him, and he had a chance at it. But if that did get past him, it was definitely 2, and Hager knew it.
Ladahoff into the right-handed box now. Official ruling for Hager is a double. That puts a runner in scoring position for Ladahoff as the first pitch to him is outside of the zone. 1-0. Hager's batting average only going up as the season goes along. It's up to 376 now. That puts him in lone third place in the PGCBL for batting average.
There's another foul ball that, if there was no netting, would have gone right back at us.
From the same batter as well. It was Ladahoff the first time around. 1-1. Well outside, 2-1 count. Hager a huge lead off of second. Ladahoff, the current RBI leader for Amsterdam, with 29 this year. That's 4th in the PGCBL, 2nd in the East. 2-1 is in there low and away, 2-2.
It's just felt like throughout the season, whenever the Mohawks have needed a big hit and Ladahoff comes up with runners on base, he will deliver.
2-2 is sent into shallow left. Wang chasing after it. He will make the grab for out number 1.
we don't keep track, at least in point streak, of fly ball rates, ground ball rates, and line drive rates, but I would wager that Ladohoff has one of the lowest ground ball rates in the PGCBL. Feels like all of his contact is in the air.
Pop outs, fly outs,
home runs, doubles.
The works. First pitch to Dion is low and in. It gets away from Williford off of the glove. Evan Hager advances to third. A small turnaround does not test home. 1-0 to Jimmy Dion.
John, that's how you maximize your power out of a smaller frame. It's the more fly balls you hit, and especially pulled fly balls, the more pulled fly balls you hit, the more of a chance you have to hit more home runs. And at the higher levels you get in baseball, the more ground balls you hit, the more likely that you're not going to get a ton of extra base hits. Because ground balls, at the higher level you go, they're more likely to be outs.
1-0. Hits the bottom of the zone with the four-seamer, 1-1.
Obviously, lots of fly balls will turn into outs as well, but when you balance that in with a hefty amount of line drives, which wherever you are, whatever level of baseball, line drives have a higher batting average than grounders and fly balls. So when you balance that out, you can get a guy that is able to pull fly balls and hit a lot of liners and avoid ground outs, and you're a really complete hitter.
Dion lines the heater high back foul. It's a 1-2 count, infield playing in. Pitch. Dion slices that one down the left field line. It will be foul. Hager would have easily come around and scored. That also probably would have been extra bases for Jimmy Dion, the big lefty.
And there's a lot of different ways to be a complete hitter. It's not just, just pull fly balls or avoid grounders. You can be a complete hitter in different senses, because complete is obviously just a term. There's a lot of different things that you can be complete with. You can have a complete profile, or you could be able to use the complete entirety of the field. You can be
1-2 is driven into deep right center. Chasing for it is Garcia. It will hit the wall. Hager comes in to score. Jimmy Dion looking over at right. Will not go further than second. It is an RBI double for Jimmy Dion.
And Dion gets a hold of one. I think that's his hardest hit ball, or at least hardest hit fly ball of the summer. He has had a bunch of hard hit low liners, but that one was rocketed with a one-way ticket to the wall.
That also might have been the furthest carry that he's had all season, from off the bat to where it lands. Jimmy Dion, normally a guy that pokes through balls in the exact spot that he needs them to get in. That pitch, he just crushed it. It puts Drake DiGiorno in the righty box with one out, and now a 4-0 lead for the Mohawks. Dion in scoring position. Amsterdam scored 1 in the first, 2 in the second, and 1 now in the third. 1-0 from Backham to DiGiorno. Low of the zone, 2-0. Seems like Boonville has a little bit of action going on in the bullpen.
Just some stretching at the moment. Maybe it'll evolve into throwing.
Sparks on deck.
That is the logical development.
2-0 is grounded foul down the left field line. Jimmy Dion, his 10th RBI of the season with that double. Also his 6th extra base hit of the year.
And the 29th time that Evan Hager has rounded the bases.
Two-one is a slider that sweeps across the zone and hits the low and away corner.
DiGiorno was mad at himself for not swinging at that pitch. He would have had a chance to do damage with it.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Backham looks over at second and delivers. It's a slider. This one slightly lower and slightly more outside for ball 3.
It can be a little difficult next pitch after you see a pitch that you really should have swung at to lay off the next one if it's missing, but DiGiorno's able to do that.
Payoff is cut on and missed for out number 2 in the bottom of the third. So DiGiorno goes down swinging. That is Backham's second strikeout of today, bringing up Jake Sparks. Sparks flew out to left his first time up. Sparks being given a huge hole between short and third. Storty playing just behind Dion, who's taken a short lead off of second. First pitch to Sparks. Misses just low and outside. Wilson on deck if it gets to him. He had a single his first time up, would score on the Steven Spalita slam. 1-0. Swing and a miss from Sparks, 1-1.
Sparks has been getting a lot of pitches low in the zone or below the zone recently. He's been swinging at a lot of them. I think he's had a bunch of swings and misses recently. He also has been getting on base a solid amount recently. He's brought his on base percentage up a decent amount since the start of the month.
He pops one up into shallow left center. Acevedo and Wang on for it. Acevedo, the center fielder, will be the one to make the catch for out number 3. Backham retires the side, but not before Dion gets an RBI double, which scores Evan Hager. He gets stranded on second, but it is still a 4-0 Amsterdam lead going into the top of the 4th. Top of the 6th inning, Mohawks up 6-0. Connor Keplinger out for inning number 3 of action after he replaced the opener, Matthew Heiberger, who struck out 8 of 9 batters in his 3 innings of work.
It's just been a dominant pitching performance from the Mohawks pitching staff, and they just want to continue to minimize those arms they use in this game.
1-0's in there for a strike. 1-1 is the count to Jeremy Taggart. Here's the pitch from Keplinger. Slider grooves onto the outside. 1-2 count.
Keplinger trying to find the zone, finds it, makes these batters swings ahead of the count right now.
Pitch goes back to the slider, outside this time, 2-2.
And you don't want to get these batters too accustomed to that slider because they could catch onto it and get it out the infield.
Smack back up the middle by Taggart, onto second. Stewart delivers over to first for the put out. It's Wilson at first now, so the infield reads from right to left. It's Liam Wilson at first base, Aiden Stewart at second, Rob Rispoli in the hole, and Jake Sparks at the hot corner. We've also got a replacement at catcher. It's Cade Ladahoff, who comes in for Jackson Natilli. So almost a complete switch up in the infield.
This hockey is a whole line change.
First pitch to Jack Bateman is a fastball low and inside, ball 1.
When the Mohawks have that 6-0 lead, and the pitching is so good right now with 2 guys that have making their debuts, and there's now 2 more in the bullpen. Keith Griffin's got the confidence in his arms that they can get through this game, and he can make some changes and cycle with the lineup, get some more guys some ABs, and play some new positions.
1-1 goes into the dirt. Ladahoff gives it back to Keplinger to make it a 2-1 count. Here's the 2-1. In there for strike 2, a backdoor curveball. Gets Bateman looking. Bateman struck out looking his first time up.
And you can see some quick pitching action as well.
It's tapped foul. So we'll do it again. 2-2, 1 out. None on here in the top of the 6th inning. The Mohawks lead 6-0. Here's the pitch. 4-seamer up and away, ball 3.
we haven't seen a ton of fastballs towards the top of the zone. Most of the fastballs have been kind of placed in other spots, so that pitch may be a little bit surprising to the umpire. I thought it would have caught the corner for a strike.
The payoff curveball falls to the top of the zone for out number 2. Bateman hated the call. He goes down looking again to bring back the top of the lineup with Tanner Hardin, who's 0 for 2.
Make that 12 strikeouts for Mohawk pitching today, not even through 6 innings.
And just 1 hit for the Outlaws. So the top of the 6th, Mohawks lead by half a dozen with 2 out and none on. First pitch to Hardin is in there for a strike. And what we've seen a lot of Keplinger doing is working that slider to the inside of the plate on righties. But now against a left-handed batter, he's got to switch it up.
Most lefty pitchers are most comfortable against left-handed batters because it's the breaking ball running away and it's tougher to pick up out of the hand. So Keplinger might even be a little pleased.
Well, I don't think he'll be too pleased by plunking the batter Hardin, so that's his second time hitting a batter today.
Just tried to run in a front door breaking ball. It's the backdoor pitch that's been working well against righties, but I guess, yeah, he might just be, he might just have ran reverse splits in this game.
The first batter he did clip was Ryan King back in the 4th, who now steps in to the right-handed batter's box. First pitch, fastball, up and away, ball 1.
It's already 3 times the Outlaws have reached on base with hit by a pitch.
1-0. Tipped backwards. Yeah, the Outlaws have been taking 1, not 2, but taking 3 for the team.
We got ice. We got ice.
The 1-1 offering. Slider is just outside 2-1 now.
Ladohoff tried way too hard to convince the umpire on that pitch. It was not as bad as he made it seem with how drastic his frame was.
That slider falls inside on the low-end corner nicely for a 2-2 count with 2 out and a runner on first. Wilson covering. It's Hardin off the back. Here's the pitch. The same exact slider as before is called outside once again. The whole infield was ready to start jogging into the dugout. Instead, it's a full count, and Keplinger is going to have to step off. Ladohoff communicating with his infield now. Tells Wilson to step off of first.
It was a good frame there from Ladohoff. I thought that was strike 3, but umpire says differently. Still have a ball game here.
As did all of Shuttleworth Park, it seems.
Although not a ton of dissent from the umpires in the crowd, perhaps the 6-0 score has something to do with that.
Keplinger stares down home. Here's the pitch to King, the payoff. Lined backwards once again, so the second straight full count pitch is on the way.
It's probably Keplinger's last inning with the action in Amsterdam's bullpen, and King is making him fight for every inch.
The 3-2. Fastball up and away, ball 4. That is now Keplinger's first walk of today. It brings Hardin over to second and King to first. And now arises Brendan Connolly, who's 0 for 2.
His pitching staff has been dangerous. Adding on to the strikeouts, this is their first walk of the game.
Runners on first and second now with 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. First pitch to Connolly, fastball low of the zone, and it seems like Keplinger's just losing his control here, guys.
Getting a little bit fatigue on the mound. Take your time, take a breather. You got 2 runners on, but you got 2 outs. Focus on the batter. It's you and Cade Ladohoff and
out one smacked into opposite field. On it is the right fielder, Eldred, who makes the bucket grab, and Keplinger finally gets out of the inning with a fly out to right. Mohawks still up 6-0 heading into the back half of the 6th. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the post-game interview where the Amsterdam Mohawks have just taken down the Saugerties Stallions to go to their third consecutive PGCBL championship. I'm here with Manny Santos, who shut the door on the Stallions. And Manny, you head into this game, nerves at an all-time high. How do you get through it?
I just never let anything get to me, never let the lights get bright. And I just went out there and did the job, So.
Doing the job is all you got to do. And we saw Zach Hernandez run out to you right before you went into that game. What did that conversation go like? Because it was a quick one.
He just said, go be you, do what you do. And it's exactly what I did. Stay composed and got the 3 outs.
Absolutely. And Manny, you've been pitching in a collegiate league all year long as a guy that hasn't even stepped on a college campus just yet. What are the emotions like? How do you work with this group of guys to pitch against high-level talent that is 2, 3, 4 years even older than you?
It's just great because these guys have been through it and they have my back. They tell me I got it, So I feel like the man whenever I step out there. So I just go and get guys like Evan Hager before I went into the game. He's like, yo, they're not going to touch your stuff, so just go get them. So that's exactly what I did. I went and got them.
Went out and got them. Now you're headed to the PGCBL championship. You guys must be so excited. What do you guys got to do to win?
We just got to fight adversity. My coach in high school always said, we're going to get hit with adversity at some point. We just got to battle back better. So we just got to make sure we battle back to our adversity and, play as a team.
Time to get through the championship. Game 1 tomorrow, games 2 and 3, potentially 3 on Friday. Manny, thank you so much. That'll do it here from Shuttleworth. Mohawks are headed for number 3. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to your Player of the Game interview. I'm John Boccio here with Gage Haley, your Taco Bell Player of the Game. And Gage, a huge day for you today. 5 innings, shutout, 9 strikeouts on the day. I mean, after each strikeout, what just keeps you going in this game?
I was just happy to be out there. I didn't really throw much this season, so I'm getting a chance to come out here in this incredible atmosphere and just throw and do my thing.
Absolutely. And, you come here from Mississippi State and you're playing with guys from all around the country. The first game, you play against Glens Falls and you see a little bit of struggle and then you rebound this time coming in. So what's going through your head when you step on the mound knowing that you're trying to improve in this game?
So my last outing, I didn't have my off-speed. My off-speed's like what my main thing is, so I came out and I was like, there's no way they're going to hit my off-speed, and I just need to throw it for strikes and locate it better than I did last game, and that's what I came out and did, and it was successful.
Yeah, that curveball was working really well in your favor all day long. Just what changed? What was the command switch?
I was opening up too much on my last outing, and I was staying close, and I just wanted to get them over, let them get a bat on it, and let my infield work, and it was successful today.
Absolutely. Gage, thank you so much for this one.